Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I think I got it. I'm pretty sure today's Wednesday, but let's just see. We've got people coming in on Wednesday. Hello, everybody. To showing that. Yeah. Ready to wait on this wow Wednesday. So who's coming in? Everybody, Sally, she's that in the house. Good morning, good morning. Right. Ready to accept the line of now today. That's what we do on the morning show. And shout out to others. Sally, I think this is a day off of work for you, isn't it? So happy that you're here. And Tony, hello, everyone. Just text the names in and see if we can get people awake today. So, see if we can wake up our Kathy hand. There's Mama Hotta Bear. Good morning, Kathleen. Oh, who else do you want to wake up? Want to wake up our Blue. I like this. Oh, there's our Kathy. Look at that. It works. So anyway, we are here this morning. JoY Castrillo, good morning to you. Here to do the heart brain first of all, because that's how I love to start my day. And it is the best way to start your day, is getting full of joy. And joy is our heart. From the heart, go down to the breathing. Just add some love. Send out a mental message to somebody that you'd like to say good morning to. And then send a message from your heart to your brain that says, you are worthy. You are enough, just as you are. Great day to have a great day. Anybody agree with me? Sally, no, you go back today, actually, starting the day with 2 mediumship readings and 2 tarot readings today. Oh, that is a busy day. Well, I hope it's a great day for you, Sally and Tony. And I don't know what's the weather doing up there. No, you're in Michigan, so it might be kind of hairy with that weather. Are you getting the white stuff already? Oh, thank you, Kathy. I got a little creative and I said, hey, I can do this. I could put some words on something in the background. That's what I did. Charlie Coons, good morning. It is a great day. I love saying that first thing in the morning. Kathleen says the volume seems very low today. Well, I don't know. Oh, that is because I have set in
See if that helps. Does that help any? See if you can hear me better now. Kathleen, please let me know, or anybody else. Charlie says it's okay there. Oh, it's dark and gloomy and rainy. Your 3 feet of snow has all but disappeared. You had 3 feet of snow? Wow. And Kathleen says, it's good. Kathleen is much better. Oh, good. Yeah, I had my headset in last night. I was listening to some YouTubes before I went to sleep. I was not sleepy at all when I went to bed last night. After I wrote the blog, I was just like, okay, let me just put something soothing on. I love to put on angelic Reiki music, and just so good to soothe the soul before you fall asleep. I was in a fishbowl. Okay. Well, I came out of the fishbowl. Okay. And here we are. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, good. So you can hear it better too, Joanne. Great. All right. So how about that blog last night? The angels talked about healing the brokenness. And we certainly do need that right now, don't we? So let me just pull it up so I can read it for all of us. Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. That's from Marcia Norman. Good morning, Suzanne. I recently had a dream, and it was one of those dreams that sticks with you. You can't seem to shake it. I was walking, and I came across a young boy who it seemed had fallen from a great distance. Every bone was broken in his body, and he was twisted and in great agony. I stopped and picked the child up, reassuring him that he would be okay. I seemed to know what to do for him and where I was carrying him to. Soon I approached a hospital and proceeded to care for the boy myself with the assistance of other doctors. When I awoke from the dream, I was in tears. I wondered if it was an astral travel or perhaps a remembrance of a situation from another lifetime where I was indeed a doctor. The dream stayed with me for days. Not long afterward, I went through a process called a soul retrieval. I've been working with my spirit guides and power animal every day and doing a ceremony to rewrite my contract for this lifetime. Tonight, I had a real breakthrough as my guide, Tiff Tuff, spoke to me about healing all the broken wounds in my life. I realized in that moment that the dream child was me and the doctor was me. The dream felt real because it is real. We can only heal ourselves, all our broken pieces, our heart hurts, our deep emotions. It's not anyone else's job to do so because all healing comes from within. To heal, we must go into our heart. Part of my new contract says, the seat of my soul is my heart. We cannot be made whole until we have cleared our heart of anything other than love. That brokenness comes from holding on to any perceived heart hurt. When everything else clears away, your beautiful heart will shine with a pure light, and you will know your worthiness to heal and be healed. You are your own rescue, as one of my mentors taught me. Dear angels, I know I'm not alone if feeling broken sometimes. I know I'm not alone in feeling broken sometimes. In the silence, we can go into our hearts and hear great wisdom. However, we have a tendency to stay distracted by our perceived outer world. We make excuses about not having time. being too tired, and on and on. Please help us understand more of the importance of our spiritual practices. Dear ones, you must choose whether you want to be free or to be stuck. Being free is simple. The key to unlock those chains holding you down is entering the door of your heart. Indeed, the heart is the seat of the soul. You keep looking outside of yourself for the answer key to all the questions of life. Dear ones, it is inside your heart. Do not be afraid to step into your heart chamber. Allow the energy to flow through your veins and touch every part of you. If there is something hiding in there that you are choosing not to face, it will remain there as a captor, keeping you from your happiness. Have you been praying for healing? Who are you praying to? We encourage you to examine who you believe God, Source, Creator to be, and where you perceive him or her to exist. When you are asked this, do you look outside of yourself, or do you immediately go to your heart? Ask yourself the important questions. Feed your soul during meditation. Show up for yourself so you can heal. Dear angels, today I promise to stay in my heart where I know the Creator lives and accept that I am the embodiment of Christ. Today, I choose to heal from all wounds, and I know that I am worthy of this. We're all worthy of this. Good morning, Catherine Kovacs. Good morning, Isabel and Deirdre. And Sally says, that's what I was picking up on, that the child represents their inner child who was coming for final healing. The doctor part was because the healing lies within you. Yeah, Sally, I had the dream, and when I woke up from it, I was so emotional, and I thought, okay, it was so real. I mean, it's one of those lucid dreams. A lucid dream is where you just know that it happened. It wasn't a dream at all. And in that dream part, I knew what to do. I knew all the players, even though I remembered what the face looked like. And I didn't know in this lifetime who the players were, but as I understand it now, that was me. Both the child and the doctor were me. So what a cool revelation, isn't it? I've never done dream interpretation. I know people do a lot, and there's a lot of symbolism in dreams, but it was more than that. You know, it was more than just, it was just a dream. It was more than just a dream. It was teaching me something in my dream. And that's what happens is, you know, in our relaxed state, Spirit's able to work with us. Good morning, Deirdre. And good morning, Ricky and Josie. And Blue is here. Blue says, shine, shine, shine. Good morning. I align to the vibration of my soul. Joyful, happy pants I am. Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. Makes me happy. So the card that Kuan Yin wants us to hear is moved by the call. Wild love of my own soul, I call upon you. I trust in the process of letting go and the wild, loving life calling me to my divine destiny. I trust in my fearless spirit. We just had this card not too long ago, and it could have even been when I had the dream, because that wasn't that long ago. Jim, good morning. Oh, it's so good to see you on here this morning. Oh, Jim, are you a frozen pea? I don't know if you're in Vermont right now or if you're in Pennsylvania, but I know it's cold up there where you are. And I'm so happy that you came on to say hello this morning. It's good to see you, my friend. Sally says, I too had awakened to messages of healing last night. Spirit pointed out where several relationships within my family since I was a child had broken areas in relationships. Each set of broken areas contains 3 people, creating a triangle. As I noticed, there had been 5 sets of broken triangle relationships, thus creating a pentagram. And I'm still investigating more of this, but there's a lot of massive healing going on just looking at that dynamic. Absolutely. There is so much healing going on right now. And this is where we are called to really forgive, to go into the AAA, accept, align, and allow, and to just let it go. How many times have you held on to anger, or you've held on to a sadness, a regret, shame, and blame? We're being called to let that stuff go now. I almost said a different S word, but you know what I'm talking about. Just letting it go means I don't have to hold it anymore. It's a freedom. It lifts from your shoulders. Sally, you've been awake since 3:30. That's what time I went to sleep, was 3:30. And I'm like, okay, why am I even going to bed? Like, why don't I just stay up? But I needed a little bit of rest. So I did sleep for a couple of hours anyway, before I had to get up. And I got to get up. It's an honor to wake up in the morning. And here we are. And cheers to everyone that's out there this morning, all of you that came into the live, all of you that will watch it afterward, like probably our Auntie Jean, who I think is snoozing. Catherine Kovacs, you couldn't get back to sleep. Been up since 1 this morning. Well, it was that kind of sleepless night, I think. I was not sleepy at all. I thought about putting a movie on, but it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said, no, I'm just going to listen to some relaxing music, and maybe that'll make me go to sleep. So I finally did just get to relax enough to sleep. Okay, so what else is going on? We have our prayers today. Our prayer list gets revisited every Wednesday. And I am so grateful that Blue sent us pictures of Dolly yesterday. Actually, it was a little video, and I got to see Chance. You know, Chance won my heart. I love Dolly. Dolly's amazing. She's a princess. But Chance is so humble. And when I stood with Chance and just engaged in conversation with that horse, I felt such an energy from him that he is a healer. And that's what I was getting as I stood there in front of this massive animal. I was receiving healing from him, even though I was trying to give healing to him. And he was just this beautiful, free-spirited being. And I love that I got to see him, Blue. Thank you for that. Suzanne has a praise report. Jillian manifested an earlier doctor's appointment. It was supposed to be January the 3rd, and she manifested it for this coming Monday. Mama is teaching her well. Yes, you are, Suzanne. I just love how you manifest so easily. There she is. Our Auntie Jean woke up. And Robin, good morning, Robin Waters Dykes. I'm so glad you're with us. And Blue says, yes, there is so much healing going on. The triangle has been showing up in conversation with people. Me, myself, and I, someone said yesterday, representing our inner child, the sun, the higher soul. 3D body, our current incarnation. Yeah, I've been working with triangles myself, Blue, so thank you for bringing that up. Annie 7, good morning. So our Auntie Jean is awake. We can stop talking about her now. Picking on her a lot, and she's not liking it. I think she's just getting a little grumpy. Maybe it's because I'm leaving her physically, not spiritually or emotionally, but I'm getting ready to head to Colorado, and I want to head out before it gets any dire weather going on. So I know my time here is limited, and I can just feel already that there's a little sadness, I think, on both our parts. We've been together for over 4 months now on this journey, and at the moment I am at her house. So pretty soon I will be headed out. And Blue says, you need a pocket puppy giving you dance pants morning kisses. She waits with love. And there's Whizzy Bee. Oh my gosh, I miss your babies so much. Blue, it's such a delight always to be there with you and with them. So thank you for that. And Robin says, good morning, y'all. It was 75 degrees yesterday. It's 53 today. What a shift. Right now it's 38 degrees this morning here in El Paso. I was wondering why the heat was cranking. But yesterday it was so nice outside. Auntie Jean was such a happy little kid. She got to go out and play in the yard and play with the fairies and the babies. And she was really in her joy. And she goes, this is my El Paso weather. So I'm happy you got to experience that yesterday, Jean, and hopefully more days of that. I'm going to put my order in. Can we have more days like that? Sally, I'm off to Colorado. I will be in the Boulder area until February. Going to be house sitting and pet sitting with my little trooper dog. He is a trooper. He's so cool, but he's very, what's the word? I guess he's territorial. So when I'm with him, I'm his. And when I try to come online and talk, or I talk on the phone, he doesn't like that very much. He lets me know that I'm not talking to him. So yeah, so that's going to be fun, having little trooper around. And sometimes I just have to put him outside and say, okay, wait a minute, I'll be with you in just a minute. Oh, Blue, you have elephants. They're running through the house. The winds of 45 miles per hour and a storm is headed in. Oh dear. Well, I know there was supposed to be a storm that headed into Texas. I don't know if it happened or not, but boy, we have had such wind here lately. I was afraid it was going to blow Auntie Jean away. she's so tiny. And I was looking at her outside, working out in the yard, and thought, maybe I need to lasso her and put a rope in case the wind tries to blow her away and she lifts up off the ground. But she made it. She survived. She's a trooper. So anyway, we're going to get to the prayers here really shortly. If you have any to add in, please do so. And those of you that have been bringing us extra prayers, I've tried to make sure I had all of them on the list. So if you have brought someone to us, a loved one, for us to lift up, just let me know if I didn't get to put them on the list, and I certainly will after the show today. Oh, look at that. Auntie Jean trying to entice me to stay. She says, if I stay, the weather will stay beautiful. I promise. That's quite a promise there, Jean, because you know, we're going into December. Yeah, it's true. December is a couple of days away. That really blows me away. I was scheduling some clients yesterday, And I scheduled somebody. I didn't look at the date. We just said the day of the week. And she goes, oh, December 1st. And I'm going, what? No, you can't be here already. But it is. We are going into that last month of the year. And what a year it has been. Oh, you missed the card of the day. Well, I'll certainly read that again, Annie. Oh, I have an obligation that I'm going to, which I'm really looking forward to as well, to be able to be with that sweet baby that I'm babysitting for a month and a half, and to just be there in that beauty of the Rocky Mountains. Y'all know those Rockies have my heart. They really do. It does fly when we're having fun. You're so right. And let's see, I thought I saw somebody else make a comment, but they're flying really fast here. Oh, it was Deirdre. Yes, prayers for all humans, for Gaia and world peace, and attention to human trafficking. And if y'all heard my story yesterday, you know how the angels have really revved up for me to pay more attention to that. And Robin says we had tornadoes and bad weather in Mississippi yesterday. Sorry to hear that. Okay, and Sally's asking prayers for Ruth and her family, prayers for my son's path to become clearer to him, and prayers of joy, balance, and harmony to surround us all. Thank you, Sally. And Robin will update us on Sarah. She is on our list. And I made sure that we got her on there. Okay, so the Kuan Yin card. Oh, I know, Blue. This is the time that the animals have to find their spot to snuggle in for the winter. So we definitely want to remember all the outside animals and the inside animals. They go through that change when the weather changes. All right, so the card, Annie, you had asked about it. Moved by the call. Wild love of my own soul, I call upon you. I trust in the process of letting go and the wild, loving life calling me to my divine destiny. I trust in my fearless spirit. Let go of that fear and go into the wild. That's our message, big time, from Kuan Yin. And Isabel says, prayers for all in need today, prayers for peace, love, and light to all in the world. Boy, these messages really fly by. Love and light to Mother Earth and all the water, the oceans, and the rivers. Hope Wellington Marshall, thank you for being here. And Sally said, I recently met a survivor of sex trafficking. Yeah, it's been placed on my heart, Sally, to do more education, to be more vigilant, and to just, let's all pay attention so we can bring more information to each other and what to look for, and especially to our dear children. That's where my heart hurts when I think about what's going on. And Suzanne says the moles are totally comfy, snuggled underground next to my fence, driving my dogs crazy. Okay, so maybe Sally, you can message that name to our Blue Jean so she can put it in the grid. And I think Auntie Jean is getting everything figured out to make her grid. And hopefully she can have that done before the full moon so that she can be sending that energy right into the grid every day, just like Blue does. We'll have it going on from coast to coast, from Vermont to Texas. And I love that. And Auntie Jean says, Blue, my Fae are happy now that I put up their sparkle gift that I am not and that I am not neglecting their garden and feeding the birds, etc., etc. Those birds are so happy that Auntie Jean's back home. It's amazing to watch all the joy that happens when Jean gets up out of bed, because the puppies celebrate, the birds celebrate, and I know those fae are celebrating. Okay, so let's get into our prayers. Let me just go share my screen and bring that list up for us all to see. Okay. So remember that we are praying for all the P's for peace, every one of you, whether you're on here or not. We lift up our Angelic River family with so much love and just wanting everything to work to perfection, because everything is working perfectly, as our Marietta reminds us. I don't see her on here, but I know she's probably listening in the early morning hours there in the Keys. And we pray for peace on earth. I know, right, Blue? You can't wait to see her grid. So excited, and feel the Fae here talking and celebrating. There's been a lot of back and forth with the Fae. Yeah, well, they've been messing with me too. And if it wasn't for Annie Banani the other day, I wouldn't have known where to look for my mouse that they hid from me. But it was on top of the blankets, and I had just been over looking for it before I got on the air. And they're just kind of sneaky. They do sneak tricks. All right, so let's get into these names. Just a reminder that each name is a loved one that was brought to us. This is our ministry. This is how we be of service to each other, is to send out love wherever it's needed. And this list has been growing. Wow, I know it's been over a year that it's been growing. So it's a very important list. It's near to my heart, and I think about it every day when I go into meditation and prayer. All right, so we pray for our Prachetta, Prachir, and Goofy, Mina and Neil Navriti, Jasmine and her daughters, Anya and Myra, and her mom, Ronnie, Abha, Billy and Tim, and especially their son, Brian, Sheila and Kevin, and big prayers for Kevin. He had some arm surgery, and it really has messed up his hand, where he can't use his hand. So he's seeing a hand specialist and hoping to get some of that use of his hand back again. Gary, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly Langford. Those are my nieces and nephews. My brother James, as you probably know, passed, and they're dealing with that grief now. And I want to especially lift Donnie up. Donnie's dealing with some medical things himself. Loretta and Cecil Boone and their family. Joanne Castrillo, her husband John and their family, their daughter Jackie and grandson Aaron. Deirdre and her daughter Danya and Thump. Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob. Adriel, Joni, Tia Fernetti, Nancy Sanger, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and her family, especially her daughters Jillian and Jackie, and we're really lifting Jillian up right now, the granddaughter Jessa and sister Karina, Marietta and Ed Stoner, good girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles, and we want to include Sweet Dreams in there for it to work to perfection. And the family of Claude down in the Keys, and Raquel, Leo Harley and family, DJ Blaze, Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie Morrow, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio and their family, Jean and Ron Lorio and all of their family. Want to especially lift up her son, Chris, and I think he has a doctor's appointment this week to hear about having surgery on his thumb. Christina and Carrie Leftwich and family, Mary Lou Burdick and all of her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs, the family and the fur babies, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and their family, especially Colin and Marlena, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, her daughter and grandchildren, Olivia and Tom, and her sister Susan, Becky LaFave and her son Travis, Erica Hoppy and her family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, his brother Raymond and wife Kathy, Hope Wellington Marshall, and Zena and Hope's parents, Winston G. and Cynthia Campbell, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson, Regina, and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandchildren and her sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah Langren, Oksana and her mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and his teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and their daughters Ines and Teresa, Beata with skin cancer and her daughter Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux, her sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and Stacy's mom, Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean and Dave Walensky and the fur babies, Hockey, Gruff, Wizzy Bee, Blue, Lulu, and Gizmo. And how is our Superman doing today? I hope he's doing well. And yes, I started the list when I was there in Vermont over a year ago. And Annie says, my niece Regina can be taken off. She's in remission from cancer. That's wonderful to hear, Annie. I will do that. Thank you. Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Pam Moore, Gordy's family and friends, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie and her family, and Dylan and baby Maxwell, the Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Angel Fullerton, Lillian in Norway and all of her family and her mom, Kathleen Caputo, Colleen Straw, baby Wyatt and mom Mandy, baby Haven, and I believe Wyatt is the baby that had the heart transplant, but let me know if I'm correct or not there, Kathleen, please. But we lift both of them up every day. Kat, Steve, Candy, and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, which I think is getting ready to be white with snow. Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isas, her father, Edwin, and her sisters over in Kenya, and their children and fur babies. Good morning, my sister, Billy. Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer, her daughter, Marissa, and her mom, Barbara, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk and her daughter and sister, Tracy, and Tammy's grandson, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine. And Kathleen says, yes, that is correct. Okay. Ruth Anderson and her family and her sister-in-law, Sharon, Diana Bertut, Jeannie and sister Merle and husband Al, Boulder, Colorado, where I'm getting ready to be in a couple of weeks, Deb Goldberg and family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and their sons and dog, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law, Anaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Monsi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Noel, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joshua, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, the Walters family, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Fish and family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny, Rick Ulfick, who is in the hospital awaiting a heart transplant, Don Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and her family, Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Jay Rothman and Mary, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's mom and her niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, and especially her son. Let's lift him up for emotional healing. Joanne McConn-New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, Noel and his housemate, James Schultz's family, Julie Kiss and her mom Cynthia, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, Em, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Compamans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Shelby Barn, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel. And I have Sarah on here. It's a little farther down, but please remember Robin, as her daughter just had surgery. And I know there's a lot of anxiety there. And we lift you up every day, Robin, along with your daughter. Joanne and Leo, Sam, Florida, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdowski, EC, Shelley Newman and Terry Newman, Iris, Jen and Norm, Sharon Grant, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the cat, Marisol Soto, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Walters, Milton Carbajal, Tiffany Ingalls' father, Sharon, Hamad Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger, Alan, which is Michelle Lander's son, and Alicia, her daughter, Dolby Borns, Odd Borns, Gunn Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchison Higman Simpson, Reverend Saba, don't even know how to pronounce that last name, Guzi, and Sarah's, Robin's daughter. So that's our list. And just remember, every name that's on this list is a loved one. So send love from your heart. And let's see, Annie says Sharon Grant has recovered from her eye surgery. She can be taken off as well. Thank you for that, Annie. And thank you for the update on Dave from our Blue. He was running the lull yesterday when I visited him. It was raising a full skid of plywood up to the roof. The man lift was running. Also, they were plywooding that job with a huge drop off the back. I will be better when they get the shingles on. He was okay last night. He left early this morning to go batten down the hatches. We have no snow here at my house. They had a few on the ground up there. I'm sure it's snowing there now. All right, so praying for Dave as he's out in that weather, doing what he does, being Superman. So let's go into our hearts and say this prayer together. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. So as we go into our hearts and we remember that we have a creator, we have an entity that's bigger than all of us, but we are all part of that spirit being. It's inside of us. And we can lift these up knowing that they're all seen, heard, acknowledged, and that prayers are answered for the best and highest good of all. Thank you all for your love. Thank you for caring. And we continue to pray every day for everyone on the list and all that are added, which we're putting Sam, the dog, Suzanne's dog, on the list. She's found out that Sam has terminal cancer. I know, right, Kathleen? So I'm just going to say Reverend Saba. And Colleen Straw is doing well. Awesome. All right. So it's that time that we give our love away. We give it to each other. And on the count of 3, 2, 1, we say our magic words. Thank you. I love you. I love you all so very much. And stay in your hearts. Let that beautiful blessing just come to you by staying there. Stay where you know the seat of your soul is, which is your beautiful heart. And I think that it's time for our Leo. Anybody else ready to hear Leo? How about Pocky and Gruff? I hope they're awake this morning to do their little Leo dance. Even when they hear his name spoken, they perk up and they want to just be there with our Leo. Oh, thank you, Billy. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're here today. All right, so let me entertain you. No, let me go to Leo and he can entertain us. Here we go, here we go. You are Marietta.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. One on peace for peace, on our mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead wherever we may be. We create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels, and the masters. Take a deep breath and go into a new dimension. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Cup full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today's a new day, we are part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team, and you can side with us. There is always more space in the pot for more love. Take a spot and get the day started. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy.
I think that was a picture. Ooh, happy birthday, Leo. Oh my goodness. Let's all just bombard him with birthday wishes today and let him know how special he is, because he certainly is. And Ricky, I hope that you and Josie are still planning on driving out here to Sedona and maybe bringing Leo with you. That's my wish. That's my birthday wish on Leo's birthday, that he gets to come to Sedona this year for the retreat. I'm going to call today and see if I can solidify our reservation there at the place we're going to stay at and get that retreat shored up. And Auntie Jean is going to be working with me and helping me with that, with all the details. It's going to be a little different flavor than the one we just had in Vermont. And I'm thinking already, the people that have told me they're going to be there, it's going to be a full house already without even putting out any flyer or any message. So I'm excited about that. So have a great day, everyone. I love you so much. Stay in your hearts, stay blessed, and I will see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.